Hey guys, it's Maymay and we are continuing in our book, The Big Book of Holiday Crafts. And today we're going to take on this Christmas tree. Now this one has a pattern in the back of the book and I decided to follow the pattern as it says. So let's look at the pattern. Okay, this is the pattern at the bottom of the page. And what I did was I made a copy of this page on my copier printer fax machine. So I just made a whole copy of the whole page first, okay? And then I cut these away. Okay, so I ended up with these little pieces from the pattern. Then I blew them up, sort of as per the instructions. The instructions say to blow them up to 400%. My issue was I couldn't get 400% to fit on this page. If I did it sideways, it went off. If I did it this way, it went off. So this is 350%. And I felt like that was pretty good because these are 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And you can see if I went much bigger, it was not going to make it. So these are 350, blown up, enlarged 350%. So now I'm going to cut these guys out to be my pattern. Okay, now I want to give you a tip. If you have a way of lining your paper trimmer up so that you can cut a straight line and know where you're going to cut it, use your paper trimmer for this, guys. It will make it go so much faster than trying to sit down with scissors and do it. You will have to go back and cut the corners. Cut your corners. Anyway, but that's no big deal. That'll just be a little snip and this will go super fast. So I've cut those with my paper trimmer and then I just have to come in here and just kind of do this number. No big deal. Just cut these little pieces. So now we have our pattern and it is 350% larger than what was in the back of the book. Now if you notice it says tree side pattern, cut 3 from Christmas paper. It says white Christmas paper, but I'm not going to do white paper. I'll show you what we're going to do. And this is the tree bottom, cut 1 from white Christmas paper. We're just going to use the paper we want for our tree to be. So let me show you what we're going to do. I'm going to start with the tree sides because I need 3 of those. And this is the paper I'm going to use. Now, I'm not too concerned about how the pattern lines up. If you have a pattern that needs to be in a certain direction, make sure you trace it to the front. I'm going to flip this guy over and trace to the back. And I'm trying to make sure that I get all the pieces I need. I only have 2 pieces of this paper. So I'm going to do 1 piece here and 1 piece here. And I think that that will work just fine. This paper has glitter just flying off of it. Oh, I do not like that. Y'all know me and glitter. Okay, so now I have my patterns traced. You may not can see them very good, but they are traced on there. And I'm going to cut them out using my paper trimmer again. Okay, so I have my pieces cut now, and I want to show you what I did. I wasn't thinking, and I cut too far over to the side. So this portion is the white top part of the page. I'm not going to worry about that just yet because I don't think much of that's going to show. And if it does, I'll just cover it up with something. So don't stress. We're just going to do it like that. Okay. Now then, I want to go back to the pattern pieces and show you this. There is this dotted line from point to point on the papers on the tree side and also the tree base. And I noticed that it lines up at those central points that we have cut out of our paper. So what we have to do is we have to score them from the tip point to the base point on every one. So that makes it easy to do the scoring. So let's do that in our scoreboard. Now you can get a little off when you're doing these points because you don't know which line you're in at the bottom. So I took a marker, and I did this a long time ago, and I ran a marker down the center line on my scoreboard to show me where 6 was, and that way I could kind of keep up with where I was at the bottom. And this really helps where this is concerned, where I'm just trying to score top and bottom. So I'm putting it where I can see where I'm at. Now on these tree sides, you only score 2 sides. You don't have to score the bottom on this one. So those are scored. I'm going to do all of them the same way. Okay, so all our pieces are scored. This is the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and fold these so I can know where they're going. The bottom pieces are going to fold inward because they're going to hold the tree sides, and these will hide inside the box or inside the tree. Okay, so I'm going to fold those up. And then we'll fold these inwards as well because they're going to tuck into each other from what I can tell. I don't know. I haven't made this yet, so we're seeing how this works all together. Okay, so all my pieces are folded. Now I'm going to add the adhesive. And for this, because I'm using glitter paper, I don't want to use wet glue because I don't want to wait for it to dry. So I'm going to use some of my tape. And this is the tape I get from Punch Place Plus. I'll leave their link below for that. It's just like score tape, but not as expensive. And it doesn't really have a name, so I just call it my sticky tape from Punch Place Plus. So there's one piece. And I'm just putting this right inside that score line we just did. Now, from what I understand, you do not put adhesive on these sides. They simply tuck in. So the only adhesive you're going to use is on that bottom piece, from what I can tell. So we're going to try adhering this together. Alright, so what I think is going to work better is to line this guy up like this, side by side, so that the points match up, and then lay this over. Yep. Now I know I'm in the right spot. Alright, let's do it again here. So we're going to lay this down. Peel the adhesive backing off. Bring over another tree and line it up. Just like so. And then lay this down into it. So now we have another side. And now the last side. Line this guy up. Lay it down. Now what we need to do is fold these inward. And just go ahead and get them out of our way so when we lift up, they'll already be tucked in. And that's all they do, is they just tuck into each other. I want to show you, I'll hold it and show you how they do. See that? They just tuck in, that's it. Okay. So, what they do is they get the pieces all lined up on the side, and then they take a ribbon and wrap it around the top and tie it. So I tied my ribbon with it on there just kind of loosely, and then to hold it in place, you'll just slide that down like so. And then you'll just kind of put your ribbon where you want it, and that holds it in place. Because it says wrap ribbon around the top and tie a bow. It's cute like this, and it's super easy to open. But I want to put something right here to decorate it. I made this little Santa and this little ho 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 sentiment from my stamp set that is... It's called Santa Stuck. This is my stamp set. I don't know, some of you guys are new and you may not know that I have stamp sets. This is on my Etsy store. I'll put the link below. This guy comes with Merry Christmas, Hurry Down the Chimney Santa, Ho Ho Ho, Rudolph, We Have a Problem. This is Santa, and then the chimney is in pieces. Now what I did was I stamped the chimney, I stamped the centerpiece, and I stamped Santa, and then I just colored him with Copic markers. And then I stamped this and just made a little sentiment because I think that'll be cute on there. So we're going to use this to decorate. If you're interested in this stamp set, I think I have 7 left in stock. And all of my stamp sets are limited edition. Once I sell them, I don't bring them back because I like to kind of have them like that. So if you're interested in this one, I think there's 7 in the store from what I looked at last night. But jump on there and check it out. I'll put the link below. Okay, now then, let's put this guy on. I want to adhere Santa straight down to the tree. And I want him to stay on that glitter paper. So I'm going to use some more of our sticky tape. Again, you could use wet glue here. I just don't want to wait for it to dry. I'm just being lazy. Okay, let's bring the tree over. And I think I'm going to put Santa something like this. Just kind of in this area. And now this guy I want to lift up on foam tape. And I'm going to put him on 2 thicknesses. So I'm going to run down the center here. Peel off the backer. Then I'm going to run one more on top of it. Again, I'm putting this on glitter paper, so I'm probably using more foam tape than I really need, but I really want it to stick well. Because sometimes glitter paper, especially this one because the glitter's kind of falling off of it, sometimes it can be an issue. And I'm going to let that kind of stick off the side. Let me turn this where you guys can see it. What do you think? There's the Christmas tree. It's pretty big. Let me measure it. It's 8.5 tall by 7.5 wide. That's pretty big. I'm not a fan of how that separates at the top like that. So I think the thing is you might want to use a skinnier ribbon. Let me try something different. Okay, I'm going to put some adhesive. I'm just going to use some of my temporary adhesive. It just never laid quite right for me. So I'm going to use a little bit of here. And bring this top together. And I just don't think there's a problem with that. See, that just makes it easier. And some here and here. Okay. And at least that'll hold it in place while I tie the bow. So see, that's much better. You don't even have to have the bow at that point. Alright, I'm not in love with this. It doesn't stay. So here's what I'm going to do. I like the bow at the top. But I'm going to go back to the ribbon I used the first time. And I'm going to tie a bow. So I tied a bow here, and I'm going to take a little strip of foam adhesive, because it's pretty sticky. Put it on the back of my bow. That'll give it a little more dimension off of the box. Peel off the backing, and then stick the bow up on top. Because it is super cute up there. I like that much better. Just putting a little adhesive in the point, and then doing that. Isn't that cute? I think it's super cute. I'll have pictures of it where you'll be able to see it better, but you can see all the sides. So there's one. It's 3-sided. So on the page it says the finished size is 8.5 by 9 by 8.5. Well, I get 7.5 by 8.5. So enlarge that pattern at 350 and that's what you get. Alright guys, so there's that. Now tomorrow please come back for the basics of stamping. It's the last one in the series that I'm doing with Jane. So be sure to check back tomorrow for that, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.